The International Federation of Female Lawyers (FIDA) has praised INEC's improvement in the areas of support and priority voting for physical challenged persons, security of voters and materials, transmission of election results from polling units to INEC Result Viewing portal. The country vice president of the group, Amina Agbaje, made this known during a post-election statement on the Bayelsa State Gubernatorial election issued in Abuja, the nation's capital. Agbaje, who raised concerns about low voters turnout, vote buying and late arrival of election officials and materials, called on the media, security force and other stakeholders to partner with INEC to deliver better elections in the future.
FIDA Nigeria observed from INEC official results that 291.212 persons exercised their franchise at the polls from a total of 1,056,862 million registered voters in the state. This indicates that about 27.55% of registered voters actually participated in the polls, with about 72.45% abstaining from the voting process. The implication of this outcome means that more female voters, who constituted about 46% of female registered voters in this election, did not exercise their franchise. We believe that threats and preparation of physical and perpetration of physical violence pre-election militated against women's participation in the polls. At the polls, FIDA Nigeria observers reported that 88.2% of her polling units were accessible by women with disabilities, as the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) were observed providing basic equipment to aid voting. However, the turnout of women with disabilities in the elections were abysmally low. Intimidation and threats to female voters and observers occurred in about 17.6% of polling units. Verbal assaults and physical assaults occurred in 5.9% of observed polling units. For example, in polling unit 003, Ogboloma Town Square, Ward 11, Kologoma Local Government, the phone of one of our female observers was confiscated by the representative of one of the leading parties at the polling center. In PU number 015, Ward number 11, Southern Ijaw Local Government, a female observer also reported intimidated by party agents warning her not to report anything she saw or heard at the polling unit, which limited her observation. We urge INEC to embark on high-level dialogue with key stakeholders, including traditional and religious leaders, to encourage the participation of more female electorates and citizens in general to exercise their franchise at subsequent elections. The voters' register needs to be cleaned up by INEC to enable the nation have an accurate number of truly registered voters. We call on the security agencies deployed for election duty to arrest and investigate all those involved in vote buying and perpetuating violence in different parts of the state for prosecution. Should continually adhere to the principle of impartiality and neutrality towards securing the polls, which will help in mitigating violence perpetrated especially against women in elections. Should maintain peace and be magnanimous in victory. 2. Politicians should work with all Bayelsa State citizens, including those in the opposition parties, to improve the governance of the state. They should desist from production of sensational headlines and hate speech that contribute to increased tension before, during and after elections. They should remain professional, neutral and non-partisan in the discharge of their duties.